Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So did you guys wake up to a green market like this? Somebody put this together, and I feel like after what we've been seeing over the last little while, a lot of people are, a lot of investors in the crypto space are now feeling a bit of optimism. Waking up to a green market, guys, is courtesy of the Cryptic Poet here on Twitter. And if I bring up the heat map for the crypto space, coin360.com, haven't used this site in a while, but it is a good one just to see market cap comparisons of the cryptocurrency space and which cryptocurrencies have gone up by how much. So you can see XRP up by 2.91%, Bitcoin up by 3.57%. We got Ethereum up by 4.68%, and the King crypto up by 5.66%. I think the sentiment has now shifted, making people feel a little more optimistic. We can even see it in the fear and greed index. We were in the 30s yesterday, and now we're at neutral. So 42, making our way kind of closer to that halfway point at 50. As I said, Bitcoin is up, Ethereum's up, everything's up really. XRP up 3% in the last 24 hours, along with many other cryptocurrencies. So what is spurring this on, and what's this going to mean for the crypto space moving forward? Well, Michael Van de Pope posted this: the Bitcoin ETF is closer than we think, and the bull market too. So guys, we recently just got some positive news, and this is the thing. Narrative dictates everything. Sometimes the markets feel heavily manipulated. Sometimes the markets are heavily skewed towards sentiment, and the sentiment can switch easily. Will the news of today on Grayscale push the markets in a bull? Today we've seen the big price move of Bitcoin going back towards $28,000 as multiple news events took place. So some of those news events, guys, include Grayscale, and so this is now what we are seeing on the chart for Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on the 4-hour, and somebody was bringing up the fact that this was the inverted Bart Simpson indicator, which if you can imagine and flip your head upside down, you can imagine the Bart Simpson head here. I'm not going to try to draw it, but I think you guys get it. Bitcoin price up significantly since yesterday. We did see an increase of about 8.3%. Now we're hovering down and around here, 5.6%, but not bad at all. And, even XRP did move up slightly, albeit not as much as Bitcoin, but you guys can see that volume down in there. XRP did rise about 6%, 6.5%, give or take, and now it's down about 2.8%. Nevertheless, we did see that move for many different cryptocurrencies. Solana was another big performer here. Solana with a move at its high, almost 10%, 9.3%, and now trading at around 7%, just shy of 7%. And Ethereum, of course, second biggest cryptocurrency by market cap, was up. Let's see, it was up 6.2, now it's hovering around 4.7. So, many of the cryptocurrencies doing fairly well. As I said, basically a sea of green based on the news that we recently received. So what's going on and what's going to happen next? The SEC's first deadline to approve 7 Bitcoin ETFs coming over the next week. Analysts say the best case scenario for crypto is that the Securities and Exchange Commission approves the batch of spot Bitcoin ETFs, but the agency may exercise its right to an appeal. So this is kind of where we're at with this. The SEC is facing its first deadlines to decide on 7 Bitcoin spot ETFs or exchange-traded fund applications, with the latest being September the 4th, amid its defeat to Grayscale Investments in a U.S. federal appeals court. So that was the biggest news. Investment firm Bitwise will learn if its ETF will win the SEC's approval on September the 1st, while BlackRock, VanEck, Fidelity, Invesco, and WisdomTree will all be awaiting the SEC's decision for their funds by September the 2nd, according to several SEC filings. Meanwhile, Valkyrie is set to hear back on September the 4th. So guys, we are ramping up for possibly another push to the upside come early September. And if we do see a positive verdict, of course. So this could be just the beginning. Let me throw Bitcoin on the daily for you guys. And as I said, as I have been saying, we have been seeing this upward momentum, higher lows, higher highs. Hopefully we'll be able to get some positive news coming out of this, and hopefully we will be able to see a price shoot up above $31,800 for Bitcoin. Even just, in this last 24-hour period, just take a look at that green candlestick. Remarkable. So the narrative has to stay positive, and it's looking like it could, just based on these dates that we're seeing here. The U.S. Court of Appeals ruled on August 29th that the SEC's rejection of Grayscale's application to convert its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into spot Bitcoin ETF was arbitrary and capricious. That's what the court said, but this doesn't mean the SEC must approve Grayscale's application or others in the future, says Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert. In an August 29th Bloomberg interview, Seifert explained that Grayscale's win definitely increases the odds of a successful outcome for the next wave of applicants. So that, guys, is in fact positive news. Here's Paul Grewal from Coinbase giving his take now on the SEC's actions. This has changed the game a little bit, guys. Listen to this.
When you see the ruling that was made today, what does it mean to you?
Well, it's great to be on with you all. And what it means for Coinbase and really for all of us in the industry is that courts once again are stepping in to provide regulatory clarity where the SEC has refused to do it. This was a unanimous opinion. You had a very strong analysis written up by Judge Rao, joined by Judge Edwards and Chief Judge Srinivasan. It just shows again that the SEC, when it acts contrary to law, without regard for developing common rules and standards, is going to find itself held accountable in courts of law.
Now, I know that nobody here has a crystal ball, but in your own dealings with the SEC, do you expect that they would just take this, or do you expect them to put up more of a fight when it comes to either this rulings or rulings like it? I mean, there are a lot of outstanding lawsuits when it comes to how it's dealing with the crypto industry.
Well, there's certainly been no shortage of resolve on the SEC's part, and it's true that in this case, you could see a request for further rehearing en banc or even a petition for cert review by the Supreme Court. But I think the wiser course, the better course, not just for the SEC, but for the industry as a whole, is for the SEC to take a pause and to take to heart the lessons that the DC Circuit was encouraging it to consider in this ruling. Yes, it's possible that on remand, the SEC could come up with new reasons, new excuses why this product should be, or this conversion should be rejected. But it's also an opportunity, I think, for the commission to acknowledge that its course of action, its approach to regulating crypto isn't working. It's not too late to get this right. We think this offers an excellent opportunity for the commission to take a pause on its approach and adopt a much more productive, much more effective means of bringing clarity and certainty to this market.
So great opportunity right now for the commission, for the SEC to take a pause on its approach and maybe change their ways, do it right, and perhaps fire Gary Gensler. Interesting to note this too from Cowboy Crypto, ex-JP Morgan and current CEO of Grayscale, okay, because we're talking about Grayscale here. Michael Sonnenschein became Grayscale's CEO in 2021, January 2021, immediately following the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple. Grayscale would dissolve their XRP trust on January 13th, 2021. I don't know if you guys remember when that happened. JP Morgan guys are always at the tip of the sword when it comes to stabbing Ripple and XRP in the back. So here we have it. Here's a snapshot from his LinkedIn profile, just giving you guys the dates here. An associate at JP Morgan and then the chief executive officer at Grayscale starting January 2021. But despite the infightings, I guess, in the crypto space, guys, I think this is a big win. Overall, guys, this is a big win for crypto. Many Bitcoin maximalists are claiming the news of Grayscale winning the SEC lawsuit means the Bitcoin spot ETF was approved. And so we've been seeing conflicting news over there on Twitter. But we got to make sure we know what this is actually about. Either way, they haven't read the actual lawsuit or are purposely spreading misinformation. The lawsuit was tiny and simply SEC trying to overstep again by blocking a review to have their other GBTC product converted to a spot Bitcoin ETF. This is all about a review. So guys, just to keep that in mind, there are dozens of ETFs currently in review and all will likely be denied by the SEC. This changes nothing, but the maxis will spin the story to create hopium as always, as few of their sheeps actually do their own research. So here's just another JPEG of that actual judgment here. And guys, I will link all this in the description of the video so you can check it out. Stuart Alderati also commenting on this. The SEC is getting battered in court. In our case, it's been proven wrong, been called hypothetical, lacking faithful allegiance to the law, fined for discovery abuses, and now another distinguishing court saying it's arbitrary and capricious. That is a really big deal. So as per Stuart Alderati, so we've heard from Paul Grewal, Stuart Alderati now on the case. John Deaton also commenting, first it was Ripple and XRP. Caitlin Long's Custodia Bank won a battle as well. Today, Grayscale won. So reminder that crypto is winning, guys, the long game. All we need is a massive Coinbase victory on its MDT, and Gary Gensler will be done. So just to be a little bit more specific here, the appeal court said that the SEC's decision to reject the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF application was arbitrary and capricious in its ruling. Crypto asset manager Grayscale Investments has scored a major victory against the SEC, as I just had mentioned. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, sorry. A lot of this is just some of the same information. It was from Cointelegraph. I didn't know if it was a new updated version of what we got here, but it looks as though, a lot of this is some of the same stuff. On June 29th, here, I'll just mention this. On June 29th, the SEC denied Grayscale's application to convert GBTC into a spot ETF. The next day, Grayscale's senior legal strategist, former U.S. Solicitor General Donald B. Verrilli Jr., filed a petition for review with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of the Columbia Circuit. At the same time, Sonnen Shine said in a statement that the firm was deeply disappointed and vehemently disagreed with the SEC's decision to deny the application. Basically, Gary, all eyes now are on the SEC and Gary Gensler, and it's sounding as though, the more missteps they make, the hotter the water is going to get. It certainly isn't looking positive. And so we did get some negative news yesterday as well. Bitstamp did halt U.S. trading for certain altcoins here. And so this is kind of tacked into this mix here, which is, I don't know how to read this, but I mean, the market really hasn't reacted negatively necessarily. Major crypto exchange Bitstamp, though, did issue an important update for its U.S. users. In a new tweet, Bitstamp announced that it had halted trading for 7 cryptos. And so the list of cryptos is here: AXS, CHZ, Mana, Matic, Near, Sand, and Sol, SOL, citing recent regulatory developments. So again, guys, we're seeing, an ever-shifting, very, very organically moving crypto space, this crypto bull run. And I mean, guys, what it is they're trying to scare us. This is kind of the epitome, the highest form of scare tactics, trying to get us out of the market. And for my patrons, I think you guys are probably very, very happy that you joined. You know why now I'm diversifying in this crypto market. Some of these coins are just going to perform better than others. And, it's really just going to be psychology, human psychology at the end of the day. By the way, I am still looking for more picks to get into at low prices. So that's over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So anyway, Bitstamp, though, this is what they're saying. This is what they're doing now. And, who knows what's going to happen in a year, year and a half, 2 years down the road. I want to keep moving because we also did get some positive news here. I didn't finish up this Michael Van de Pope tweet. Basically, the summary, though: Grayscale wins a court case against the SEC, which we just talked about. But guys, there was also this that happened. X applies for a regulated license to accept crypto payments on the platform. Coincidence? I don't know. It is certainly supporting the narrative, though, for a BTC price pump. Twitter, or X, now gets important license to provide crypto trading services. So Elon Musk must be very happy. Social media giant X, formerly known as Twitter, has achieved a significant milestone on its journey towards becoming a crypto-friendly platform. As reported by Crypto Times, X has successfully secured a Rhode Island money transmitter license, a crucial authorization for facilitating cryptocurrency payments and transactions within the United States. This acquisition of the license, known as a currency transmitter, was officially approved on August 28th, according to data from the nationwide multi-state licensing system. This regulatory green light allows the social network to extend services related to virtual assets, enabling users to store, transfer, and exchange digital currencies seamlessly. So this is now going to start changing the game in the US when it comes to applications, social media apps, now being able to, be the app of everything, as Elon Musk says, be like a WeChat like they have in China. We're going to start to see this more. So Rhode Island, the first one to do this, and I think it's going to be like dominoes, guys. I seriously do think we're going to see a lot more of these transmitter licenses get approved. This is probably just the first one. I'm sure there are many applications in for more. So the Rhode Island license, which empowers the platform to manage virtual currencies and transactions on behalf of its users, is typically held by various crypto-oriented service providers like exchanges, wallets, and payment processors. This marks the platform's latest stride in embracing the world of crypto. Just down here with the newly obtained license, it is edging closer to its goal of enabling direct cryptocurrency functionalities for its user, including sending, receiving, and storing digital assets directly on the platform. While specific details about the upcoming crypto payment feature has yet to be unveiled, the acquisition of the Rhode Island license underscores the platform's commitment to fostering the use of cryptocurrencies in everyday transactions. So that's the other thing. Elon Musk wants to normalize the use of cryptocurrencies. And I mean, considering the rest of the world does too, albeit through central bank digital currencies and through DLT platforms, with all those sound bites that we've been hearing from Christine Lagarde and the BIS and all these guys, right? They don't want us to focus on the price swings, which is what we're all here for, really, right? We're all here to make money. And this is how we're going to do it. We are also going to eventually, most likely, use a lot of these cryptocurrency for payments. So Elon Musk just getting ready for that. And guys, that is another reason why Bitcoin has, in fact, pumped. The narrative is looking positive. Not only that, we got DCG, the mother company of Grayscale. They got into a deal with their creditors. And Binance is back in Belgium. So some news, positive news, summing up why we're seeing the market move. Loads of uncertainties were gone in the markets as Binance and DGC were surrounded by fear. Loads of hype and momentum back in the markets as the expectations for an ETF are increasing massively with this news. So another take here from Bloomberg with the Grayscale win, guys. Listen to this.
How big of a decision is this on Grayscale?
It's massive. This has been a years-long pursuit for Grayscale. Remember, it has been fighting the SEC's decision, and now it has the courts in their favor. If you look at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, this is the main entity that would face a conversion. This is one of the longest standing, largest trusts holding Bitcoin, in which retail and institutional investors have been able to gain exposure for many, many years now. You are looking at a discount to net asset value really narrowing here. At this very moment, it stands at about 24% under its net asset value, but that is expected to narrow as they get closer to the ETF conversion, which has really become a main thesis for investing in this fund. And beyond that, as you're saying, there is a whole host of other ETF filings in the pipeline, and this is boding well for those firms. I will also say that in addition to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust finding some love on the heels of this decision, you are also seeing Bitcoin itself up above 27,000. It's almost 5% jump in the market right now, because the idea here is that by a potential conversion here for the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into an ETF, it could draw massive adoption from financial advisors, retail investors. Think about how much money on the sidelines could be sitting there from the likes of the large wirehouses that could become more comfortable about putting their clients into a regulated ETF exposed to Bitcoin rather than spot Bitcoin itself.
As Danny was talking about in terms of the pipeline, though, I mean, does this mean the SEC is like, well, all right, fine, you all get it? Or they're still going to be case-by-case basis, and is Grayscale then different?
That is the massive question here, the order. Because we have seen from the other products out there linked to cryptocurrencies, the first ones out of the gate have had massive adoption by a landslide. So first out of the gate matters a lot. There's a lot of discussion about how the SEC handles this pipeline, because the idea here is not to make the same mistakes as we've seen in prior products, where the first ones out of the gate got a lot of inflows and then the other products tend to lag behind. The idea here is choice, and investor protection partially means also choice.
So notice that too, right? Accepting a Bitcoin trust, we can't let certain companies that are offering these types of products, or at least the theory is they cannot let them get an advantage. So they all kind of have to be accepted all at once. This is why, guys, once we do get a cascading event of hopefully positive verdicts, early September here, September 1st, 2nd, and then the Valkyrie one on the 4th, we could in fact see another pump to the upside. So guys, this could just be the beginning. Vanderpope says, does this mean we'll get an ETF this week? I personally don't think so. That would be too fast. But in 2023, yes, it's very likely. So first, the positive news would likely spike the price of Bitcoin. But then, guys, as he's saying here, if we do eventually get an ETF by the end of 2023, that will help the momentum move up. It's even more likely that we'll be seeing an Ethereum ETF futures being confirmed in a maximum of a month from now. What to expect from the market? Substantial chances now that the lows are in, as the markets are still holding above the 200-week moving average. So that's the other thing. Technically, just from a technical standpoint, the markets are looking very positive, very robust, very strong. Bitcoin dominance bounces upwards as the interest is currently massively skewed towards Bitcoins and not towards altcoins. So Bitcoin is generally the leader of the market. Let's just take a look up here real quickly. Where is dominance? Yeah, dominance has gone up a little bit. Actually, I'm surprised. I thought it would actually be up higher, but it is still holding at about 48.9. This is generally, though, how the market goes, guys. Bitcoin is the leader, always has been, and then alts will follow eventually. The approach here, okay? Summing it up, Michael Vanderpope saying the approach, Bitcoin moves first in a volatile way. Number 2, Bitcoin corrects slightly and stabilizes. Number 3, until Bitcoin makes new bullish moves, that's the moment altcoins will start to outperform, going from Ethereum to XRP and further, guys. Let's also not forget XRP, one of the only cryptocurrency, or the only cryptocurrency really, with clarity. The optics are looking very, very positive for XRP, and even though the rest of the world had clarity for XRP in the last bull run, we really did not see a new all-time high for XRP, probably because of the uncertainty. But this bull run, guys, it's going to be very, very different. The rotation of gains, super simple approach, but just simply follow through and buy every 20 to 40% dip on the Bitcoin markets for the coming 2 years, and you will be fine. So he is giving you guys some financial advice, not me. Buying the dips, and so for my patrons, I'm glad I gave you guys some of those cost averaging levels while we were still down. Overall, guys, it's looking as though markets are looking positive. XRP price going to move commensurate with Bitcoin, but we got to see the big mover, the king of cryptos, do its thing first. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.